All right, welcome back to the New Sentinel, friends. Today we're mixing it up. Art, memory, memes. You know we like to go deep. Kicking things off, let's talk about the Taehyung X Compose coffee campaign. Now I'll admit, I had to ask my niece who V was, but after seeing this rollout, man, I get it. BTS isn't just a band, it's like lifestyle branding at another level. This campaign, they put out a whole menu with drinks named Dolce Serenade, Yuja Staccato, Rich Allegro, musical symbolism everywhere. There's even stuff in there about half rests, humility, and timing. It's not just a coffee launch, it's a story, almost a performance. Olga, what stood out to you? Fans went wild, huh?
Oh, absolutely. The fan response is staggering, over 1 billion impressions in just days. And that's not only about celebrities, it's about how K-pop, especially BTS, shapes emotional identity. The visuals, angel wings, Taehyung's alter ego, minimalist vibes, people call him Coffee Angel. For fans, it's deeper than a drink. It's a comfort ritual, a symbol for resilience, for transformation. You see how they create community across borders. It's quite powerful. Duke, you see a lot of this emotional storytelling in American branding?
Not like this, Olga. Look, I'll say, in America, we love our brands, but K-pop takes it tactically further, like coordinated ops. Yeah, little military lingo there. Musical symbolism, deep storytelling, and the way the fans run the show online. It's battlefield-level engagement, except everyone's got a selfie and a sweet coffee. That's not a thing with, like, Starbucks or Dunkin'. Nobody's writing fanfic about their caramel swirl. It's kind of wild, honestly.
Yeah, and if you track it like a campaign, the symbols, the minimal art, heck, it's like chess. Every piece says something: comfort, humility, silence. I can see why the emotional branding hooks global college kids and fans. And, Chuck Wuka, didn't you mention your grandma's coffee rituals once? Reminds me of that comfort culture piece.
Sent you right down memory lane there, Ethan. Yeah, listen. Growing up in Nigeria, my grandmother had these morning coffee ceremonies. She'd serve it with so much care. Small cups, special words, almost like blessing everyone for the day. That was more than just caffeine. It was, how do I say, comfort in a cup, you know? This stuff with Taehyung and Compose really hits that same nerve. It's about emotional safety, ritual, memory, but with a modern global twist. It's not just commodity, it's communion. And I think that's why these cross-cultural things resonate so big.
Yes, and I think it is fascinating how one campaign can bridge continents, create new rituals, and even build identity. We always see in K-pop, but this is almost, transformative branding, not just selling comfort, but rewriting it for the global era.
And it's tactical, too. Emotional engagement weaponized. I respect the discipline. But hey, where do we go when comfort becomes currency? That's the million-dollar question. All right, what's next?
Let's steer it right into memory. Legacy, nostalgia. The Downton Abbey auction's the perfect case. They're selling off 267 props, costumes, the bell wall, Lady Mary's wedding dress, all of it. And the kicker? Money goes to charity, helps kids with life-limiting conditions. But what's really interesting is how it turns that pop culture memory into something philanthropic. Suddenly, nostalgia isn't just for collectors. It's got this double weight, history and kindness. Olga, you seen reverence and loss dovetail like that covering your human rights auctions?
Yes, consistently. Objects absolutely carry memory and emotion. In Eastern Europe, I've seen auctions of belongings, art, even clothing from major social movements or tragic events. There's this tension, honoring memory versus crossing into exploitation. With Downton, at least, the goal is clear: preserve cultural legacy but support those in need. Still, some collectors, I think, chase nostalgia for comfort, for connection, because the world feels unstable, you know?
That's right, Olga. I think, for a lot of people, these props are touchstones. It's not about the cane or the dress. It's about where you were when you watched that episode, or who sat on that couch with you. And turning that into philanthropy? Yeah, clever. But there's always a risk, as you said. Memory getting commodified. Remember we talked about sensationalism in our royal tragedy episode? Same thing. Where's the line?
Sometimes I think these auctions keep legacy alive, but there's also a cash grab if you don't watch it. But let me pivot. Kylie Page, whole different kind of memory. That industry, man, there's a dark underbelly. She made it 60 days sober, doing the AA thing, trying to get out. Then one bad night, fentanyl and cocaine, over. That hit a nerve. Media? Some were respectful, most just vultures, honestly.
Yeah, mental health and addiction. Those are almost always glossed over when fame's involved. There's tributes, but it's also about industry reckoning. Fans and colleagues say Kylie was creative, warm, but so much coverage ignored her recovery, focused on the drama or numbers. Where's the dignity in that?
And that's where media responsibility truly matters. It is easy to say public has a right to know, but much harder to report humanely. Addiction isn't just a headline, it's a condition shaped by exploitation, especially in adult entertainment. We need more reporting that recognizes suffering, supports recovery, and doesn't just chase clicks. Otherwise, memory becomes a tool for clickbait, never for compassion.
I'll say this, if we learned anything in previous New Sentinel episodes, like with Ozzy Osbourne or the Royal episode, it's that remembrance gets messy. Legacy, addiction, pain, joy, they weave together, and the story you tell affects lives, even long after the spotlight. The world remembers, but how it remembers is up to us.
Speaking of spotlight, let's get into image, infamy, and that whole digital battlefield. Matt Lauer, guy falls off the grid after the Me Too scandals. Then boom, he's spotted. Looks nothing like his old anchor days. Social media goes nuts, half of them making jokes about baldness, the other half arguing forgiveness. It's like your reputation lives two lives, real world and online. No in-between now.
Duke, you nailed it. This is where fame and memory collide, right? Once you're that public, your redemption arc is a group project. Everybody gets a vote. Is a new look really a fresh start? Or is it just camouflage for old wounds? I mean, forgiveness after scandal, especially with the history Lauer's got, it's complicated. I can't see consensus coming soon, honestly.
And then you got politics, where the internet's not just watching, it's attacking. Gavin Newsom, California's governor, does this parody campaign against Trump. Total meme warfare. Uses Trump's style, all caps rants, AI memes, even calls him Donald Taco Trump. Satire as weapon, you know. Not just for laughs, but for moving votes, reshaping the narrative. I saw this stuff spreading among troops overseas. Morale, even attitudes toward command, got shaped by online satire and viral campaigns.
I love how digital activism is a form of resistance now. Meme politics isn't just joke sharing, it's about controlling the story, mobilizing communities, sometimes even shaping elections. Newsom inverts the tone to undermine, to energize different audiences, particularly young voters. But I worry, when public discourse becomes trolling, does it degrade debate, or is it just evolution in civic engagement? Maybe both. Major, your experience in the military, did you really see digital campaigns sway people that much?
Oh yeah, especially during my 3rd and 4th deployments. Online campaigns, even a meme, could shift morale quick. Soldiers see a viral joke and suddenly question leadership moves or get fired up about home politics. What happens online doesn't just stay online. It absolutely affects reality, perception, motivation, even trust and chain of command. Digital and real world, there's no dividing line anymore, not with how viral everything gets.
Y'all, it's a new ops environment. We are fighting on the meme front as much as anywhere else. Legacy, fame, narrative control. It all runs through the digital trenches. Hell, the meme wars might shape 2026 more than any ballot box ever has. Wild times.
All right, folks, that's a wrap for today. Artistry, memory, even political warfare. Sometimes I wonder what my grandmother would say about memes and coffee angels, eh? But that's what we do. Connect the past and the present, the comforting and the chaotic. We hope you found some insight, or maybe just a new angle to ponder. And as always, we're just getting started with these conversations.
Thank you all. I am glad we keep these discussions about compassion, dignity, and who tells the story front and center. Until next time, friends.
Yeah, this was a good one. Let's keep digging, keep questioning, and to maybe get some composed coffee next round. Stay sharp, listeners.
Out here. Thanks, crew. See y'all next episode. And maybe lay off the meme battles. Unless you're winning, of course.